What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. I'm your host, Tony Square, up here with my co-host, Deception. Deception, say hi.
What up?
This is episode 143 of the Climb Together podcast, and this is a very special episode because we indeed have a guest with us today, HuggableLUX, otherwise known as Hugs. Hugs, welcome.
Hi.
So it's been a while since we've had a guest, but we wanted to kind of start having them again, and who better to start out having guests on our podcast again than the one, the only Hugs, our other trio in the Scorpion Syndicate world of things, DBD legends, charity streamer, aficionado, person who streamed for like a month straight.
2 months straight.
2 months straight. Man.
61 days.
Damn.
61 days, and the only reason why she stopped streaming is because she was going to go on a trip.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow. That's crazy.
That hadn't happened, she probably would have went for a lot longer.
Yeah. So that's kind of like, I want to know, Hugs, I'm going to ask you this question, okay? I know I didn't really give you a heads up on this, but if you could describe yourself in like a quick little like 2-3 sentences, who is Hugs? Who is HuggableLUX?
I would say that I am loyal to a fault, a little bit stubborn, pretty chaotic, and out of pocket.
That's accurate.
You know what? Honestly, couldn't have said it better myself.
I can speak from experience saying that's accurate.
You are out of pocket, but that fits in. I mean, we're all out of pocket. I mean, the amount of tone out of context clips. You know, there's just so many out of context clips for all three of us that I feel like it's part of the vibe.
It just works.
It just works.
Yeah.
So
it's
we're
just
gonna.
one of the things.
Yeah. So, it's been a while since we've had a guest, so like I'm a little out of practice on how to do this, but it's really just it's like it's great. It's like, oh, it's so nice, no fun, no fresh, you know.
Well, it's not the normal like podcast. Like we're just kind of chilling today.
Yeah. So so I guess this is like a good way to start it, and it's like how a good question for you, I guess, is like how did you get started into like gaming and streaming? I know we kind of did a little bit of this when we did the behind the green screen together, but just kind of like how'd you get into gaming, and then how did that turn into becoming a Twitch streamer?
I originally got into gaming because my dad was a lover of games. He had an Atari, and at an extremely early age, my sister and I and my dad and my mom would all play different Atari games. And if you don't know what an Atari is, it's probably way, way before your time. It was one of the original consoles that was ever made that you could take home to your house and plug into your TV. And we would play things like Pong and a few other select games. And then for Christmas, my parents decided that they wanted to get my sister and I an original Nintendo system. And me and my sister would play Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt all the time, But I was never good at Duck Hunt, I will tell you right now. Ooh, yeah, that's the one right there.
Mm-hmm.
Although we had all the things, all the accessories. We had the paddles, we had the joysticks, we had number pads. There was a bunch of different accessories you could get with your Atari. But it was
crazy just seeing the Atari just being like a joystick and that's it.
that is what you usually played with, was just a single joystick. The cartridges were like the cartridges was like the size of like an 8-track tape. If you don't know what an 8-track tape is, don't worry about it. They won't be
Yeah,
coming
it
back.
does it does kind of look like a CD player
There
almost,
we
like
go. I found one.
like a big cassette player.
I found one. Don't worry, we're good. I found a
Oh yeah,
8-track tape for those that don't know.
yeah, they look very
Yep.
similar.
Yeah, they look like an 8-track tape. Like they were chunky and you just put it into the front like at an angle in the front of the Atari and yeah, well 8
Mm,
tracks they went out of style because basically if they got a little bit of moisture in them, they didn't work. Like any kind of humidity in that 8-track and your 8-track didn't play anymore. But
mm.
we got a Nintendo system, and I used to cheat with Duck Hunt. I'd walk right up to the TV and put like the little gun right on the TV to hit the ducks because I couldn't aim and shoot the ducks from a distance. And after the Nintendo system, we wound up getting the next system, which was the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, the GameCube. My sister got a Sega. We were a Nintendo house for many, many, many years. We wound up getting a computer very early when we had AOL Instant Messenger and it was dial up internet, and I was playing video games on the computer. And then I moved to Xbox, and I also had a Game Boy Advance. We had handheld systems that we would play. I I pretty much have been gaming longer than I knew how to ride a bike. I have just always played
Same.
video games. It's been something that I've done with my sister, and that I've also played games with my parents. We used to play every Friday night Bomberman with the multi controller on, I believe, the Super Nintendo system. Um, and it was all four of us would play. And I was really good at Bomberman. I could punch a bomb and basically trap you in a corner and you'd die. Um, we also would play Dr. Mario. My parents would actually basically be like, "It's time for you to go to bed," to me and my sister, so that they could crack out the Dr. Mario and play into the late night against each other. So my house was very much a gaming house. We have a lot of board games as well. And then from there, when I got into computers, I started playing games on my Xbox 360 and started playing a lot of computer games. And then how I got into streaming was there was once a platform called Mixer,
Rip.
and that's where I started. And I streamed on Mixer for like 3 years before it decided to implode and kick everybody out and go under. And then I swapped over to Twitch, and I've been a streamer on Twitch ever since. Um, although these last about 2.5 months, I haven't streamed due to the fact that I've been dealing with a lot of health stuff going on. And my normal routine of streaming and doing my charity stuff has kind of taken a nosedive, which has been not to bring like the vibe down. I've been super depressed about it. I did not hit my goal for Extra Life this year, not even close. And I feel very saddened. At the same time, I can't be too hard on myself because it's been completely out of my control. Um, for people that don't know, I have been dealing with vertigo, benign proximal vertigo to be precise, which basically means I have a case where I never know when I'm going to have a vertigo attack. I don't know how severe it'll be. I don't know how long it'll go for. Um, and if you don't know what vertigo is, it's where you have no idea where you are to gravity. Um, your inner ear controls your balance, and my inner ear completely screws up, and I wind up having no idea which way is up or down. It's extremely disorientating and nauseating, and it makes me pretty exhausted a lot. I wind up sleeping. It's one of the things that I can do to mitigate or lay down at least. Um, but I am still very much pushing through. I am trying to figure out what my new normal is. And currently, as it stands right now, I'm in what they call a relief period where I'm not having um, my vertigo symptoms right now. And so I am hoping to come back to streaming within, if not today or tomorrow, within the next few days, to start the new year right. So I'm looking forward to that. And other than that, I've always been a gamer, and I very much fell in love with streaming and can't really envision my life not doing those things. Yeah.
A lifelong gamer and love of, of the people. I mean, you've been like a charity streaming is like a big part of like what you do. I mean, you mentioned like um how you didn't meet your extra life goal this year, but the fact that you even do that, I feel like is like it's just the fact that even that's like an important thing for you in your streaming career. Like a lot of streamers don't do charity or they don't think of that as like a thing um to like consider, and the fact that it's just such a big part of who you are as a streamer and something that you really take seriously and you put a lot of effort into. I mean, you do uh before you took your break, you would do like streams on the Extra Life channel, constantly doing different fundraisers and stuff like that. The 61 day straight stream we were talking about earlier, that was with an Extra Life fundraising goal as well. So it's just like all the different things that you've done. You've given back a lot, or you've given to um given to people a lot, and I feel like that's like a really testament to who you are. You're just like from like I know we just met like last year, and we very like we don't like interact on a daily basis like you and Deception do or me and Deception do, but like you are just like a really giving person and you really care about people. Kind of goes to it's like kind of like a testament to your name, Huggable. You just want to like it's just hugs, like you're like a hug as a person, and I feel like that's just like a really big testament to who you are. And just hearing your story and hearing like just some of your goals and stuff like that, it really like full circles.
I I give back to my children's hospital because I was personally in a situation where I was possibly not going to live, and that children's hospital specifically made sure that I am still here today. So it's super important personally to me to give back to Dornbecker's Children's Hospital because they do amazing things. Not only do they save children every day and take care of children and do everything they can for their children that they have as patients, they are also a teaching hospital and a science learning. They're learning and they're doing breakthroughs. They do research and a bunch of different things to try to further progress what they can do for their patients. And they tend to go above and beyond. So there's many programs in not in Extra Life, but in Dornbecker's Children's Hospital specifically that are um, that help the community. Like there is an entire community of most of them are elderly, elderly women and men that crochet or knit, and they will crochet or knit or quilt blankets that they give to the children in the children's hospital. So, like when they're staying there, they get a blanket that they get to keep and they get to take with them. And so, whenever they wind up leaving the hospital, it's something that they get to take with them and go home. And if they, hopefully don't come back to the hospital, but if they do come back to the hospital, it's something that is comforting and they can bring with them back to the hospital that's from home, that's like got good memories and things. Um, and they volunteer all of that. None of that. There's no money making in that entire thing. These are just people in the community that volunteer their time to make blankets for sick children. There is an entire collaboration with Nike shoes where kids get to designer Nikes, and a handful of those kids actually get to go through the whole shoemaking process and have their shoes put out to market. They go to auction, is what happens when they go for sale. And those auctions, like all that money goes back to the charity for the hospital, for the kids, for all those things. And some of those shoes can go for a lot of money because they are designer Nikes. Um,
Dude, they look cool too. I
Yeah.
would love to have a pair of those.
they are freaking awesome. Like the kids do the entire design process. So like when I was at the hospital for the tour this last year, um I got to see the shoes in the like the shadow boxes that they had them set up in so you could see them in the hospital. And one of the kids had made it so that the lining of the shoe was the material of their favorite blankie that they had with them all the time. So not only was the shoe like awesome on the outside, when you put your foot in there, it's like super cush and really comfy. And I thought that was like a really neat touch. And like one of them put like a picture of their dog on the shoe, and it was just really amazing to see that. And I also give back to that hospital because they do so many amazing things and they help so many families and so many children, and they do such great things. Even the other part of the hospital that's not the children's part of the hospital is an amazing hospital. Like they do groundbreaking research. They it's just an amazing hospital, and I feel really honored to be able to be in a position where I'm able to fundraise for them. Um, I I take it very seriously. And it's also kind of like I get a little bit of bragging rights because it's the industry that we are in. Streaming, video game playing is extremely male dominated. Everywhere
Mhm.
you look,
Mhm.
the top numbers are always males. And I kind of the fact that I'm a female and I'm not team driven. I am on a team, but my personal fundraising is not team driven. It's just me that does it with my community. I wind up getting up to the top 10 or top 5 of my state for my children's hospital. And it's kind of an amazing thing. You don't see that. When I got invited to go to Dornbecker's Children's Hospital, the lady made it a point to be like, these other males that are, here with you, they're all on teams of thousands of people, and you're a solo streamer. And I was like, yes, I am. And she's like, that is amazing at the numbers that you pull in being a solo female in this industry. Tell us a little bit about what that's like. And it's honestly, it's very intimidating being in the world that I'm in because I already know that I'm like at a disadvantage um, when it comes to all of the things, getting views, getting numbers, getting donations, getting those things. It's very difficult because I know that my competition is almost like this giant net of brotherhood where they all have each other's backs and they're always rooting for each other. And then there's like me, and I'm trying to like wade through all of that like crazy male atmosphere to like make a place for myself. And it's intimidating, but at the same time, my mom didn't raise no quitter.
Mhm.
And I'm determined to keep keep my place where I have gotten to. But it has definitely been a challenge, a struggle, um, and it's crazy the things that I wind up going through in this industry. Like just crazy things that have happened where like dudes have come in and just been like, if I gave you $100 donation, would you do this or would you do that? Like it's crazy what they'll do. But at the same time, I always kind of try to, when I'm put in one of those positions, I don't I don't return the same vibe. So if they come in and they're being dumb like that, I try to basically kill them with kindness. I always try to turn the situation around and try to keep them as a viewer if I can. But if they just don't want to play by the rules, we wind up banning them out. But it's crazy to think that in all of the six, what is it, 6 million accounts on Twitch, that like the percentage of how many female streamers there are to males is a very small percentage. But
Especially
I
at
do
the higher
wish,
levels.
right? Like I do wish that there would be more more female streamers that I would be able to like look up to that do the similar kind of things that I do. Because that's it's hard to find like a mentor in what I'm doing, because when I go to look for other charity streamers, they're always guys, and I'm like, well, you know, I could have a guy mentor, that'd be great, but like I really want to learn from another person that's going through exactly the same kind of like hoops and things that I have to go through to get to where I've gotten.
And I
Well, and I
think,
mean,
uh,
you know too, Tony,
yeah,
because
yeah.
you've gone through the same stuff being a female.
Yeah, and honestly, that's like one of the main reasons why I like you saying that right now, like just affirms like one of the main reasons why I wanted you in Scorpion Syndicate in the first place, is because like one of those things, like one of the pieces of it is like creating a space where you have those resources and you have those people to connect to and those mentors to look up to, and creating a space where it's normal to be a woman in the space, and you're not outnumbered by men. And you know, like you are becoming the person that you didn't have, and that is something that I think is really important. Um, like I don't know if you realize the impact that you have on like the community and just like women as a whole in the streaming space, doing what you do. Because I have gone through it too. I mean, I mean, we've connected on this before, but you know, like the experience of just being a woman in the gaming alone, let alone streaming and being in the public eye, like it's a very unique experience that you don't know until you go through it. And unfortunately for people like Deception, they can't understand or grasp it until they're either witnessing it, or sometimes they can't even grasp the full surround of it anyway because they're just not a woman.
That's crazy. People like
Well, and
me.
it's
All right.
well, well, it's because you're a dude, Deception.
Yeah, you're a
Uh,
guy, bro.
the other thing that I find really interesting in our industry specifically, well, many industries, is that me personally, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with it. I don't, I'm not judging. I don't think that quote unquote titty streamers or more sexualized women, like there's anything wrong with what they're doing. But me personally, I didn't get to where I've gotten by showing my boobs, by making an OnlyFans, by um, doing any of these things that like society kind of pushes you to. It's like if you're a woman, there are these expectations that you're going to be beautiful and sexy, but not too sexy, because if you're too sexy, then you're quote unquote slutty, or to be, you know, you have to be everything. You've got to be able to multitask while looking perfect and doing all these things. I have gotten to where I've gotten by just being myself. I don't rely on a lot of those things that a lot of women wind up having to rely on because society tells them. So, like, I don't do my makeup every single stream. 99% of the time, I don't have a stitch of makeup on my face while I stream.
I don't even own
Um,
makeup, so I'm right there with you, sister.
I have makeup, and I've done streams where I've had makeup on and things like that, but it's not, I don't rely on it. I don't think there's anything wrong if you rely on it. Some women use that stuff to feel better about themselves and things like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with um being more sexual and things like that to try to get more male viewers, because a lot of the viewership basically, there's a huge base of the viewership on Twitch that basically uses Twitch is almost like a weird dating app, where like if they don't think that like, I don't want to say it this way, but if like they can't goon over you, then they don't really want to watch you. And I personally think that like I don't need that kind of viewership. I'm looking for viewers that like me for me, that like the content that I'm making, that can get behind my cause, that want to support someone who is doing something good for the world. Um, but I just didn't get there by going through all the hoops that you necessarily have to go through to get anywhere to be successful.
Mhm.
It's really crazy the way that women have to like be a certain way for society to be like, okay, now you're an acceptable woman. Now we can get behind you because you've gone through and checked all these boxes off that specifically dudes have put out there, that like, to say that like that makes you the right kind of woman. I don't, I break through that kind of shit. I'm like, you can't even see 90% of my body when I'm on the stream, but I have had people immediately come in and be like, "Oh, I bet you have no boobs," or "I bet you'd be hotter if you showed a little bit more, or you'd get more views if you showed a little bit more of your boobs." And like, a lot of it centers around my boobs, which is just like, really, there are so many pairs of boobs out there. Like, why does it matter? Like, if that's your thing, like, you can go anywhere and see a pair of boobs. I'm doing this. I'm running loops in Dead by Daylight. Like, if that interests you, cool, then be here. But like,
Loops, not boobs. Say it for
yeah,
louder for the
like
people in the back.
it's like, it's just, it's a little, it's sad for me to like think how a lot of the girls wind up getting where they are is because they had to kind of, like, even streamers that I knew that were completely non-sexual, they started going and like taking bits away from themselves to go a certain route, but it made them get partner. And it's like, I want to be able to get like partner and those kinds of things without having to take away pieces of myself to get there. Um, but again, I don't think there's anything wrong with using what you got and making money off of it. One of my heroes on Twitch happens to be Amaranth, and she was extremely well known for being an extremely sexualized woman. Her OnlyFans, all of the things, but she also is an extremely intelligent woman who uses her business sense. She basically said to her parents, I know I only have so many years where I'm going to be really beautiful and I'm going to be really hot, and I want to use that to my advantage to get as much money from males as I possibly can, and then get out of the show and be able to retire and be on my stacks of cash. And she got extremely successful. She was one of the top female streamers, but she also got there because she was doing like the more risque content and things like that.
Mhm.
But she's still technically one of my heroes. I actually met her at TwitchCon, and my soul left my body. She is an amazingly sweet woman. She gets a bad rap, but I personally think that she's awesome. The fact that she has done what she has done and makes all the money that she makes just kind of, I don't want to say it like this, but kind of shows that like women can be superior if they know exactly what to do to the opposite sex to get what they want.
I
um
mean, yeah, no, you're totally right in saying that. Like one of the things, so I've worked in restaurants like my entire adult like working career, and like we used to joke all the time and be like, "All right, I've dressed up for the men today to get more money." Like cuz that's just like how it was. Like you knew that you were going to make more money. Like they've done studies on this and everything like that if you appeal to the male gaze, and that's just what these streamers are doing. And honestly, good for them. They're making their bag and they're taking advantage of the misogynistic world that we live in. Um
mhm.
and good for them for doing that because hey, really
It
right
is,
now
it is
is like a great time.
definitely one of the roads you can take.
Yeah, and you know what works works. Sorry, they're dumping my they're getting my trash right now from the dumpster.
Oh,
Yeah,
Crazy.
so it's really like 2:30 on a random afternoon, so they're making a lot of noise.
I mean, technically speaking, uh Deception and I have had a conversation about this kind of aspect, and it was something had happened, and I don't, I totally don't want to, like, I feel like I'm throwing Deception under the bus, but something
Oh,
had
I'm used to it.
happened.
You do that a lot.
And we were talking about something about streaming, and Deception was just like, if I was a girl and if I had boobs, it would be going better for me. And I immediately kind of took offense in that moment and was like, wait, what are you saying? And it kind of felt like in that moment he was taking something away from me about what I had accomplished. And I was like, I didn't get, and I immediately kind of went into like a tirade where I was
Mhm.
just like, I didn't get successful to where I'm at because I showed my boobs and blah 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 blah. And he was just like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like it's easier for you because you're a girl. And I at the same time I don't think it can be in some respects. Like I can get random viewership from dudes just because I'm a girl, but at the same time, that particular viewership doesn't wind up paying off in the long run. Like
Mhm.
they don't really do anything for me. So they come in and they're just like, "Oh, okay, you're pretty and I like to look at you." And they're there for like a day maybe and then they disappear. It's not an actual like meaty part of my community. But when he said that, it kind of made me go, "Okay, this is what a lot of guys kind of think
Mhm.
is that like, oh, it'd just be easier if I was a girl and had boobs." But in reality, that is so far from the truth because of all the other hoops we wind up having to go through. But I can't remember what we were talking about, the context of what we were talking about at the time, but it
Deception
was
out of
it was an
context.
interesting conversation
And
and
honestly, I feel
both.
like deception is kind of like lucky to have us because you and I feel like we'll sit down and talk with him about these things. So I feel like this has happened before too, because like Deception and I have gotten into little like it's and yats about different subjects in relation to like women or just like queer people in general, like just like non-white men. And I feel like, he's just lucky that he has us because we can sit there and be like, oh, yeah, so this is actually what it's like as like two people that are just very non normal, I guess. Like, we're like quirky, weird people that aren't like the status quo norm of society that everyone's used to seeing.
Well, and to Deception's credit, when he talks about these kinds of conversations, at least from my point of view of like what I've seen and noticed, he never says it in a way that's like malicious.
No,
It's never from a place of like
it's always just from a place of
hate
not
or
knowing.
anger.
It's just a place of not
It Yeah,
knowing.
it's a curiosity. It's like and we can also have the conversations and it's not a judgmental space. It's not um like engaging in a negative manner. It's always like, oh, okay, I learn things in those conversations. He learns things. It winds up being like a really healthy conversation where I wind up walking away from those conversations and being like, oh, okay, now I know something. I
And
know what it's like from his point of view.
And honestly, I wish I'm gonna give you some credit. I'm gonna give you some credit. Credit where credit is due. Credit where credit is due. Credit where credit is due. Deception. Honestly, I wish men were a lot more like you, as in
hmm
like the way of how receptive you are in these conversations, and of being like, oh, okay, well, I'm fucked up. That's my bad. I didn't know. But and then you know, and then you respect, therefore moving on. Like in that, I think a lot of people don't
Well,
have the humility to do.
well, 'cause it's just one of those things where it's like you don't know what you don't know. Like, I don't come into conversations like that with like an inherent bias like a lot of people do. It's just straight up just don't know.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like not a lot of people think like that, and that is just it's a very good quality to have. So kudos, props, and
Well, and,
that's
and he's super respectful. That's
mhm.
the other thing. It's like he doesn't just say shit and be like, like hurtful or disrespectful when he like talks about things either. Um, I think that's really nice. A, a lot of people I've had conversations with, well, not a lot of people, but a lot of guys I've had conversations with, will like say something and not realize who or what they just disrespected by popping off with what they've said. And
Mhm.
like deception just doesn't do that.
Yeah. Just
It's a
take notes,
lovable
guys.
quality.
Yeah, take notes, guys. Take notes. Be more like Deception. Uh, that's how you get on a
Well, and
pot.
it's kind of interesting, but I kind of he doesn't know this, but I sort of like when I'm streaming, I wish I was a little bit more like Deception. In the respect that like when he's streaming, he has almost a completely continual or continuous dialogue while he's streaming.
Mhm.
And he will say what he's thinking and what he's doing and like educate you on different things that are happening in the moment. Um, even even when he doesn't know people are watching, he still continuously does that. And I wish I could be more like him because there are times where I get focused in the game and I'm so focused that I have been quiet for an hour straight and haven't said anything. And I wish I could be more like
Dude,
Deception in
that
those
is
moments.
true. There have been
That
a couple
happens to me
times where
too.
people have come into Hug's stream and been like, "You're really focused. I haven't heard you talk the whole time I've been here."
She just gets
Or like
locked in, guys. She's
apparently
just locked in. She just needs to.
I get like a super focused face
Oh my
because
god,
like
I do
Flicky came
too.
in. He came in and he was like, "Do you ever smile? Like I've come in here like 5 or 6 times and you have the same face on your face. Like are you
Oh,
enjoying your
that's
game?"
funny.
And I'm like, "What? No, I'm
Yeah, I'm having
totally
the
into
best.
7 days, bro. It's just I'm so focused on chopping these trees down that like I I don't know. What's
I'm
my
on the
face doing?
grind,
Like
guys.
what?"
I'm on the grind.
But it made me be a little bit more aware of what my face is doing on camera. Because apparently I look like sort of pissed off and like a little grumpy or something. I'm like, I guess I got resting bitch face. I don't know. Focus bitch face? I don't know. I'm like,
Focusing
bro,
bitch face.
what?
I
Yeah,
like
that's a good one.
focusing
I
bitch
like that.
face. Focus bitch face. I like that. I'm gonna use that now. But
So
it's
I
I
try
just
to
don't know.
smile more when I'm focused.
I think that quality of mine just comes from the fact that like one like for the longest time when I was younger, I was trying to get into competitive COD, and that's like one of the best qualities you can have is like having as much communication as possible, even while everything's going on. Um, so like you can maintain your focus, but also like making sure to have communication, like calling
Mhm.
out and everything, and like I don't know, it like I kind of had to learn it a little bit for streaming because I wasn't always used to saying what I was thinking and more like saying what was happening. But I've found that like a lot of, at least from my experience, a lot of people when I play games have found me to be very insightful. So I just try to like say what I'm thinking or like put little quips in about why I made a certain decision or whatever, so like people understand.
Yeah. It's just I don't know how you do it because I do the same thing that Hugs does, and I just like lock in, and I literally look like I'm the most miserable person to exist. Like I look pissed off, but I'm like I'm just like locked in. And then I like kill like I'm in a Warzone or something, and I kill like 7 people, and I win the game. I'm like, yes, let's go. And then it's a totally different person. It's just like I just had to lock in for a second, and then I like try to clip it, and I look at myself, and I'm like, I look so mad. Like I do not look like I'm enjoying anything at all. My eyes are like wide open. I look bug eyed. And
I mean,
Yeah,
I have seen that in your clips. I go back and
yes,
look at your Warzone clips, and like most of them are just like
I'm just like
no talking, no thoughts
I'm not even blinking.
until the crazy thing happens, and then you erupt, and it's like okay, I'm like she's still alive. It wasn't just like it wasn't like a pause face on the
Just like,
camera
is
the
the
whole time. She was
webcam
actually playing the
frozen
game.
or
is it is the camera frozen or is she
or she locked in again?
I blink. I at least blink,
I
Tone.
don't
Good
blink.
lord, you don't even
I
blink.
don't even blink. Like it's so bad.
I
Like I
have
like
to. My
don't blink.
contacts dry out.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I've got the glasses. Because like I just don't like if I play if I play video games with my contacts in, I like they'll get so dry so quick because I just do not blink. I'm so locked in that like I know if I blink for even that half a second, I'm gonna die. Like something's gonna happen, and
Contacts go dry, and they just glue your eyes open.
yeah, then I can't blink at it. Like and I'm just like I can't blink ever. So like I might as well just like wear the glasses so I can blink sometimes.
Oh man,
Uh,
that's great.
but
So here's an interesting question for you, Tone.
oh,
Being being in this industry and streaming, have you ever had like a rumor come back to you where you were like, "What the fuck?"
So,
How did that even?
like about myself.
Yeah, like a where you just happened to hear chatter where somebody told you something about you, and you were just like, what? How did this even become a thing? Like what? What?
So I'll tell you the story. I don't think I've ever actually talked about this on like stream or anything. So this happened my senior year of high school. It was like COVID times. I did
Oh,
we're like
this is around when I may.
yeah. So this was my senior year of
I
high
wonder if I'll
school.
know about this or not.
Maybe. We were doing online hybrid classes, so like some kids would go to school, some kids wouldn't. I decided not to go to school because my grandparents were like, well, if you go to school then you can't see us so we don't get sick. And I was like, well, I love my grandparents, so I want to see them. So I decided to do my senior year online. And so I was in like, Zoom calls every day. It actually is one of the things that like helped me keep me into streaming. That's a different sidebar anyway. But so two of these kids that were in one of my business classes, mind you, I was the only girl in this class. In another place where women are just, it's not equal, business and gaming. But they found my Twitch and my YouTube through, I think, probably like my Instagram or something. And then they started like harassing me and bullying me on, like, these were kids I went to school with IRL. Like, I had like known them their entire life. One of their dad, like one of the kids' dads was literally like, he's the superintendent of my my kid's school now, like my little sister's. His dad is the superintendent of the school that my girls go to in a different part of the state, which is really weird, odd. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so they ended up finding my stuff and they were like bullying me. They were leaving hate comments on like my Instagram. They would go into my stream and say a bunch of random stuff, and like they made a new Twitch account with like a professor's name on it. And then they had one of their friends join one of our like team, like our Microsoft Teams class, and like pretend to be me and like say a bunch of stuff that I like. It was just really heinous stuff that I was like, I wanted to like f this one guy, and like I like and the thing is too is like I was openly gay at this point. Like I've had multiple girlfriends, never had a boyfriend in high school. Like so it was just, everyone kind of knew. Like pretty obvious. So like it was just like a mixture of things, and so that was really like difficult. Like I ended up going to the teacher about it. Um and they ended up nothing really ended up happening. They like the school didn't do anything about it. So I ended up just like blocking them on everything. But yeah, that was like, I think it wasn't like a room, it wasn't like they were spreading rumors about me in school, but also like taking that in school bullying onto like my safe space, and that was just very like it messed with me for a while, I'm not gonna lie.
That's crazy. I did not know about that.
Yeah. I had to like I always made sure like I had one of my friends in my stream that like was like modded just in case they came. I like text them and be like, hey, if you like see these guys, like these names pop up in the chat or like anything in relation to like this, like just ban them.
Yeah,
So I think I was playing like Rust at the time or something, so I can always just like tab out to ban.
that's never good.
Yeah, so that is probably the worst experience that I've had being a female streamer, was that crossover episode between my personal life and my online life.
I I have experienced that. I had somebody while I was streaming send me a message, and it was a picture of apartments that looked just like mine, but it was the wrong color and wrong location. Um, and I on stream, stupidly in the moment, looked at the camera and was like, wrong location and wrong color, not thinking about in the moment that gave them, that basically just made it so they could go, okay, it's not this location, now I can look elsewhere and find the real location.
Yeah.
um and
Yeah,
it was an extremely scary moment. Granted, in my case it wound up being a case of somebody was just very curious. They are a extremely long time friend. They are actually one of my moderators, and I won't say who it is. Um, but they were just very curious and wanted to like be closer to me, and they thought that like going about like doxing me would like make
finding
it
where
so
your
that they were
house
closer
is.
to me. I wound up just giving them the information they were looking for. because at the time, again, I was younger and stupider, or naive, really, and I didn't really think about the long haul dangers.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
but again, in my case, it was a case of extra curiosity and not malicious or nefarious intent. But it is definitely dangerous. I know, and I guarantee everybody in this industry of streaming knows a female content creator that has gone through a dangerous situation or a very unsettling situation with a
Oh yeah.
male counterpart.
That
I
happens a lot.
myself have had uh, weird situations where the person got banned out of Twitch, so then they went to every single other social media platform I had to try to contact me via DMs because they wanted to quote unquote one verse one me in Dead by Daylight because they didn't like what happened in a game. And it's like, it just makes me go, wow, dude, you have way too much time on your
Go touch
hands.
grass. Get a job.
Um,
Get a job.
yeah,
Get a
like
job.
the other thing that I personally have dealt with is rumors, specifically rumors. Um,
Oh yeah.
One example is when I was going through my horrible divorce escape situation, and I left where I was at, being in a domestic violence situation. I left there and came to my parents' place. I wasn't streaming at the time because I was going through a lot of stuff, but I was hanging out in Discord a lot. Um, and it would be like me, because I was like one of the only females in my community, me and like 12 dudes in a Discord call, right? Um,
Yeah.
well,
Damn, Mike.
people,
I was really active in high school then, if that's the case, because wow, I was always in Discord calls with lots of dudes. Jesus.
um, people would like make rumors and be like, "Oh, well, I saw Hugs with so and so, and they were just those two in a voice call. So like maybe there's more going on there than seems." Like, um, I
Yeah.
I have dealt with so many different like weird rumors or hearing things about myself coming back to me, and I'm like, "What? Why is this a thing? Why are we conversating about it?" But I've kind of a little bit. There's a little part of me that's kind of like, well, at the end of the day, um, if someone's talking good about you, awesome. That is free press. But also, if someone's like hating on you, again, that is still just free press.
I mean,
You
you're
are
living
living
in their
rent
head rent
free.
free, dude.
Yeah,
Like
like um, there was
somebody's
somebody that
constantly
once said
talking about
there's
you. It's like you just can't stop thinking about me, can you?
You like
right.
me. You like me that much
Would
to
I
where you think about me
prefer
all the time?
would I prefer that it was good stuff? Yes, but specifically me personally, I have had a lot of discussions about my romantic life or my flirty life or um like who I might be connected with, and
Mm-hmm.
I would like to say that it's all been like good, but sometimes it kind of makes me go, dude, I that's just messed up that people are saying anything. Like sometimes it's because
Well,
somebody's
yeah, because
taking
like
my kindness.
speculation is just not always that fun to deal with, even if it's like good.
Well,
Yeah,
it's because they technically like take my kindness and twist it into something that it's not. And I'm
yeah.
like,
Yeah.
just because I'm kind to you doesn't mean that, "Ooh, baby, I want to go like get in the corner with you or something." Like that's not what that means. It just means I
Well,
care
and
about
even
you
since
and
I've
I
known you, I've seen multiple situations happen like that on your stream, where
You're
yeah,
like,
just like a
where
nice
where
person, and they take the niceness and they're like, "Oh, so you're being nice to me? That means you want to be with me." No, I'm being nice to you because I'm a
well,
good
and
fucking person, and I treat
well,
people with
that
respect.
ties into the whole thing we were talking about earlier about like how like some people will try to do that with a streamer, and that's like the make or break situation. Or if it's like if I people feel like weirdly close to a streamer when it's actually nothing like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
well, I mean, I had somebody that was monetarily supporting my stream, gifting subs, donations, things of that nature. And for for months it was happening, and I was like, cool, we're friends, this is awesome, like I really like, thank you so much for the support, like I can't believe that you're doing these nice things for me. And then out of the blue one day they asked me if I wanted to be their girlfriend, and I was like, what? Like, we're just becoming friends. Like, what do you mean? Do I want to be your girlfriend? No, I thought we were just like building a friendship, and I thought you were just supporting a friend. And then immediately, not 24 hours later, they blocked, banned, and stopped supporting me altogether. Um, and I kind of, when that happened, it kind of was a like an eye-opening situation for me that made me kind of go, uh, that's crazy. Like, their entire reason they supported me was because they were basically trying to like buy my affection.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
mean, that
I
that
think
happens a lot.
that's crazy. That's crazy to me. Like, for
That
me, if you
happens a
want to
lot.
support me, but don't have any ulterior motives. Like, don't do those things because you're hoping it's going to get you somewhere with me. Like, that's not how I
Yeah.
roll.
And I think that's
Um
why a lot of female streamers, I think that's why a lot of them hide the fact that they're in relationships. And like even just like for like PR wise, like even just like celebrities too, like they hide the fact that they're in relationships because they know that like if some random guy that lives in his mom's basement and sits in his underwear all day and smells like turkey and beef jerky, uh, finds out that she's unavailable, he's gonna stop going into her streams and stop supporting her because that is like the only tie that like he has, and they don't want to lose like especially like the ones that like play into the like misogyny to like make money, which like again, good for you. They keep their personal life secret, and like that's something that I do too. Like I I used to not do this, but I think that's something that I've learned recently is like I've kept my personal life offline. Like there's a lot of things that happen in my personal life that I try not to share, especially romantically, because for a while, I think Deception remembers this, and I think Hugs, you might know who I'm talking about too. But there's this one guy that would come into my streams and would like see if I was still dating my ex, and then
Oh yeah.
would leave it when the answer was yes, and used to support the stream and all that stuff. So it's just very, but I haven't seen them since. So it's just like I know why you were around, and so
I don't know. That's one of those things though where like if if you're one of those people that's like not trying to play into that whole thing, it like almost works out for you because then it's just like if you lose those people, it's just like, oh, now you just have like the people that actually want to support you here
yeah.
instead of people that
I
just
mean,
like
like
want to
it's just
just
kind of
get with
like
you.
it just feels weird, Like it's not as much as like yes, that is that positive light of like, oh yes, now my community's better now because it's just genuine people, but at the same time it's just like, wow, I thought we were cool, like I thought that this was like like we were just hanging out,
Yeah.
home dizzles, like we were just friends, but you wanted so much more, and when you realized you weren't gonna ever get it, uh, our friendship was null and void. And I feel like that's the part that's like the hard part about it. Um, is like Hugs were just saying, like all of a sudden it's just like they ask you the question of, oh, will you be my girlfriend? Or will you be my Discord kitten? And then, and
Oh my
then
god. Can't believe you just said that in the
I
podcast.
know, oh my god, I don't even.
Oh my.
Sometimes I just be saying stuff I don't know. And then you say no, and then they're like, okay, well then this was for nothing. Like
Wow.
it was just like, wow, our friendships were for nothing. So it's just like it creates this like hesitancy with people. Like I know like there's certain people that have been in my life, especially since I came into this streaming thing as a minor, that was really created a especially unique experience in that regard. Um because
Yeah, that's crazy for
when
you
I
because I
turned
even met you
18,
when you were still
yeah,
17.
but like a lot of people, they were like, "Oh, you're 17. I'm not gonna do anything," and then they still respected that. Like, there's a lot of people that I'm friends with
Yeah.
today that I was friends with since I've been 15 when I came into this, and they treat me like a little sister, and that honestly just like is a testament to our friendship. But there's been a couple people, or like just treat me like a normal person, like you do, and then there's been people
Well,
that
and I've
once
heard like multiple situations of people that have known you way longer than I have that still say that they like still treat you like you're 16, 17.
yeah, like for example, like Kichi and Sloth, like they treat me like I am a teenager still because that's how they see me. They don't see me as
That's when
anything
they
other
met
than
you.
yeah, that's when they met me. That's just how they see me. But then there's like a couple other people that when I turned 18, um they started like making advances towards me, and I'm like, okay, so this was there the whole time. And it's just like
Weird.
it's just weirdos being weird, and you're just like, okay, well, I was a minor, or like I thought we were just friends, and then they just switch up on you, and it just takes you for a loop.
Yeah.
I think with the whole personal life, it is truly a double-edged sword. Um, because as somebody who was married before my divorce, everybody knew that I was married, but there was still people that would come in and attempt to make like shoot their shot or whatever, and then there was people that
Yeah.
always rejected it. Um, and then there were people that attempted to use that information against me in some weaponized manner. Um, I I have been very um, since my divorce, very private about my personal life. Am very protective of my family. They are not seen on my stream. They are not. My sister has been heard because she played Among Us one time on my stream, but like nobody sees my family. Nobody, and it's because honestly, my dad doesn't want to be on my stream. He doesn't want to be a part of my content. He
Yeah.
doesn't he respects and is proud of the things that I've accomplished, but he basically says that's my circus, my monkeys. Um, and so and my sister is the same way. Like she'll come in and play games perhaps, but she doesn't want to be like a feature. She doesn't want to have people contacting her to like get information about me and things like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
No.
it's also when protecting your personal life, it also kind of can sometimes be like a weird detriment. I have always said like I'm a very private person while also being an open book to my community.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
there has been one particular thing that has been a rumor. I found out it has been very much by my inner circle talked about, speculated about. There are other streamers out there that have made comments on their streams about this particular subject, and I I have spent many hours contemplating this decision um on whether or not to like clear the rumors and the speculation. And I came to this conclusion with a little help of my other half. This particular podcast episode was important um because it's your 143, and I don't know if you know what 143 is. Tone, do you know what that is?
No, no.
So when you spell out the words "I love you,"
Oh my
it's
god, wait, I do
1,
know. I do know.
4, 3. Um, and so I I should clear the air and the speculation and just tell people that those of you out there that have speculated and made rumors and thought or questioned me and deception, I feel like we should clear the air. And yeah, we're a couple.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew what this podcast was gonna be, and but I did. Okay, to be fair, guys, I did not know. All I got from Deception was eyebrows, eyebrows, and I said, "Huh?" And he went, "Eyebrows, eyebrows," and I was like, "Okay, that doesn't give me anything." And he's been hinting at having some Deception.
He has been dropping
Oh,
hints to you, Tone.
bro,
For...
I have been so mad with you because I'm like, well, is it hugged? And you're like, well, and I'm like, oh, no, and then, I
He
freaking
wanted-
knew it. I knew it. I want to put it on the record. I fucking knew it. I was one of those people, but I didn't say anything because it's their personal life, and respect their personal life. Respect people's, whatever. And I, just because a girl and a guy are friends doesn't mean they're together. Okay,
Very true.
True.
but in this ever since Hugs had that dream that you two got married, I had a feeling. I had a feeling.
To Deception's defense, he wanted to stand on the top of rooftops and yell it to the world, and I was very much like, no, my life is private. I don't want. I didn't want anybody to. I didn't want anybody to have the ability to cause anything between us, because when you're first starting out in a relationship, it's really easy to have something happen that could cause you to have a rift or something like that, and I wanted us to
That's happened
basically
to me
be
before. I
I
can
wanted
speak
to
from
be
experience.
bulletproof before, like, coming out. But there's been so many rumors as of recently. There's people in my community that basically got together in a group chat, and we're all just like, "Oh, they're totally together." Like, I guarantee it. Like, they just are. They've always been together. And, like, I'm like, "Bro, like, first off, do you have nothing better to do with your time than to just talk about me and my life? Like, what the hell?" But our friend Flicky had asked me in Deception if we were a couple, and we weren't at the time, so we said no. But then he keeps, like, he would see us co-stream and things like that. So one day when we were in there, he was just like, "Oh, so Hugs likes him young and blah blah blah," and he made all these comments about Deception and I was just like, "Bro, what the heck is happening?" But yes, officially, Deception and I are a couple, and I absolutely love
Fucking
him to
knows.
death.
Yeah.
I cherish him. I am extremely thankful that I've had him in my life as support, going through the loss of my mom, um, and through these struggles with my health. It's been an amazing experience. It's also a little nerve wracking sometimes. Just because there is a little bit of an age difference, even though realistically I don't act my age. I don't know how to be my age. I don't know what being my age means. I don't know if that just means like I'm supposed to be watching soap operas and like frumpy clothes. Like, I don't fucking know what it means. Um, but I know that there'll probably be people out there that are like, "Oh, cougar, whatever." Like, get over it. Like, I don't act my age. And I don't think I've never had the level of respect, communication, and joy that I've had in the relationship that I'm having with Deception, which says a lot. Because again, I'm not a spring chicken, so
Yeah. I
not
mean,
saying like,
Deception, he's a cool dude, so. Oh man, I fucking knew it. I 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 knew it. Oh my god, the affirmation that just gave me, honestly, like I knew it. I freaking knew it. I'm like,
Oh
no
man.
way is Deception playing with someone more than me.
To be fair, this has all been transpiring in the time that you haven't been able to play many games. So
I know. I
yep.
know. I know. I know. I know.
and
It's no slight
technically
to you,
speaking,
Tal.
this is the first
No.
time we've talked about it. So I feel a little honored because I didn't even break it to my community. We broke that information here
You're honored.
first.
I'm honored. I'm honored on this platform of the Climb Together podcast. That Deception. It's Deception's in my like child. Honestly, I'm Deception's baby mama, but you're his wife, and that I think because this podcast is our baby, but we just love each other. Like we're just homies. You guys, you're his wife, and that I respect. So I'm honored that
I
you did this on our podcast. I'm honored.
Well, and I watch your guys' podcast or listen to it if I can't watch it, and I have to be like brutally honest. I don't give a shit about esports. Like, I could give a fuck less. Like, I don't know what the fuck any, like, when you guys are making brackets and shit. Like, I hear the team names and shit, and I'm just like, okay, like, it just. But I watch and listen to your guys' podcast because I enjoy your guys' back and forth. I enjoy the information, even if I have no idea what to do with the information I'm getting like told. um, I enjoy it very much, and I really wish that more people would tune in regularly, just like me, even if they don't care about esports or anything that's going on in that, just to listen to your guys' dynamic because it's really great. Um,
Well, I
I
like that
enjoy
because it's
them.
like if you're somebody that has zero investment in like 90% of the things we ever talk about and you enjoy it, then I feel like people that are heavily invested in the things we talk about would have an even better time.
I think
And
something
you guys are
too.
pretty darn accurate too with
We
like
try to.
your
We really
brackets and
try to
things.
be. We really try to be. I think we should do like a count on like our like writing because our percentage of being correct is pretty high. But honestly, like
We'll
I
see.
feel like
We're gonna
too.
have to do a bracket soon, so.
Oh, that's true. But I feel like too, like that means a lot because I really, when it comes to this podcast, I really try to break things down, so that people that aren't, into esports as deeply as we are, or aren't into esports at all, and just watch the podcast to support us. I really try to like break things down so it's digestible and understandable, and just like,
Yeah.
and even not even just
So
esports,
you
but
can
like when we talk
understand
about
it, and
like,
it's not like we're just like throwing numbers and statistics at you,
yeah,
and you're
or
just like,
like
I don't know what this
when we
means.
talk
Yeah,
about like,
you guys give information and it is digestible. Like
yeah,
I can walk away understanding even if I don't necessarily know the whole of what is going on. I get a sense of like, okay, well, like I'm pretty sure I know who's going to win this like tournament coming up. Like, I'm pretty, even though I'm like clueless. Like I learn different things about stuff, but I just don't have like the context to put it in because I don't watch. I watch you guys playing COD, but other than that, I don't watch COD and I don't watch tournaments and I don't like keep up with any of that stuff.
I gotta
But I
get you
very
into
much
that.
enjoy your guys' podcast.
We gotta do a watch party one time when there's a CDL major and
mhm.
have you hang out with us.
Yeah, then you can really get the full experience. We used to do that a lot. We used to sit in Discord for like 10 hours and just
Yeah,
watch God.
we watched the entire time.
Yep. Oh, back when I didn't have to have a full-time job. Oh, I miss that life. Oh, I miss that life.
Well, and I wanna commend you, Tone, for all of the things that you are doing. You you are an amazing human being, and I don't know if you get the credit that you're due. The fact that you are going to full-time school, the fact that you have a full-time job, the fact that you are trying to stream and podcast and edit and put the social media out there, and the fact that you are now taking care of kids, all of those things, like you're a powerhouse. Like it's crazy. And the fact that you are,
Sure.
I hate to say this, but compared to me, the fact that you are so young and doing all of those things is an amazing accomplishment.
I
Like
mean, she's younger than me. She's younger than
Guys,
it
me, and she's
is,
doing it all.
guys.
it makes you an amazing human being. Cause I know a lot of people that wouldn't do the things that you are doing. Like the fact that you're taking care of your siblings and things like that is amazing. It's awesome. And you deserve the things that you are accomplishing and getting in the world. And I hope to see you succeed in all of your future endeavors, which is another reason why I enjoy being here because I get to watch you walk your path to success. Like, it's awesome.
Guys. I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry, I'm not gonna cry. No tears, no tears. That means a lot. Um, think that life's hard, but um, when something I didn't realize, just to like touch on that real quick, is something I didn't realize is like the power that speaking in the since this is a 143 episode, power that love has for me. Like, I think that's like it's like my main drive. It's just I love my sisters so much, and I want them to have such a good life. And I've gone through a lot of hard times, and I don't want them to experience that. And so I just like bust my butt so I can give them a better life than I ever had.
Yeah.
And that's like part of like what drives me and like everything, especially since my youngest sister, she's now into video games. So if you ever see me on Overwatch or Rainbow Six Siege, I'm not actually playing. It's her. So yeah. So
Aw.
Gotta
so
get her into COD, bro.
I'm trying. I'm trying. She's just not there yet. She usually just plays with she plays with her boyfriend. They're 13, so like holding hands is like, oh my god, they're married. And so they'll play like video games together, and so like now she's kind of getting in it too. And she like experienced some like hate the other day from like talking in game chat. And it just like it's like those drives that like just like push me to make things better and make a better world for them. Just because like it's just there's such a good motivation to just it's like there's so much of yourself that's untapped, and so you need to tap into it. And I feel like I've like tapped into it, and I'm like all right, cool. That's just like I'm just like.
Well, I hear that a lot from a lot of people is like having kids kind of like gives you a whole new drive, a whole new meaning to life. So
it really does, and it's just very. They make my days so much better, and they may annoy the crap out of me sometimes, but at the end of the day, like I spent like a week with them. I spent a week without them because it, like the custody agreement and everything like that, for like Christmas.
yeah.
And it was probably the most boring week of my life. All I did was work, sleep, work out, and play video games. That's all I did. It was boring. But then
Well,
they came back,
and
and I was
having
laughing.
kids gives you the opportunity to see the world through their eyes.
True. Yeah.
You think about, not only do you think about your future, but you also think about their future, and then you take your life into better consideration because you're like, oh, I have other people that depend on me, and so you think about things in that retrospect too, and it's just like, all right, well, I don't want to go to work today, but like, the girls need to eat, so I need to make money to pay for groceries so that they can eat, or they want to go to the they want to go get froyo, and I'm like, okay, well, we can swing that. Like, I'll just, I work to make their lives better, and I know that they appreciate it, and that makes it all worth it. So, but love, guys, the I Love You podcast. Oh, wow. I was not entirely expecting that this is how the podcast was gonna go, but honestly,
I was.
well, yeah, of course you were, Deception, leaving me in the dark for I don't even know how long. I'll ask off stream, but I have questions that I will ask off stream.
It's been set in stone for a little bit.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask more detailed questions later. Don't worry, when we're not on live stream. Thank you very much. I'm both honored and offended, so didn't tell me sooner. Jesus.
That's great.
Jesus. I am leakage, so it's like, I get it, but also at the same
we
time.
had to protect the peace.
I know.
He would drop a hint and then he'd be like, so I just did this or said this to Tone, and like she didn't get it. And I'd be like,
I got it.
Dude, no,
that's
the
me.
funny, the best one was the best one I've ever done was one time I sent Tone a TikTok, and I was like, it was something about like the wife. It was like the guy like showing how he would propose to his wife or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, me. And that's all I said. And
Yeah.
Tone was like, "Do you even have a wife?" And I was like, "I don't know, bro."
This is what Deception sent me yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Hold on. I'm just gonna snip this part because I don't want to show the rest of our DMs because, well, they're private DMs. But Deception sent me this. Hold on. I don't want to like. Hold, please. I snip and sketched it. Oh, can I not? No, I can't. All right. Well, I'll just copy. Brief. Hold on one sec. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. Hold, please. This is what Deception sent me. Okay, this is a screenshot from our DMs. These are 2 gifs of them doing eyebrows. It doesn't show in the screenshot, obviously. And I said, "What's with the eyebrows?" And he just did eyebrows again. I was like, bro.
Dude, that wasn't even the best tease that I dropped.
I know. You've gotten like you do it like once a week, bro. I swear at this point,
No,
I was
not
like,
even
I knew you were seeing somebody, and I had a feeling.
Dude, not even like
feeling.
12 hours before that, we were talking about it because
You're like, Hugs and I are just a couple of yappers. Ha ha ha. Yeah, we get carried
and I was
away.
like,
Oh, there
Yeah,
will be plenty of
because we were talking.
conversation. Oh no.
Yeah, we were like, we're gonna have a lot of conversation. Like, I was, and you were like, yeah, because Hugs is a natural yapper, and I was like, yeah, we kind of get carried away
Yeah.
together. Then-
Well, the thing is like I like was also trying to be respectful because at the same time I had my suspicions, but also guys and girls can be friends and there not be something in between. As clear
I'm
example of
surprised you didn't
Deception
just
and
call
I.
me out on it. To be
Dude,
honest,
I wanted to
like,
so bad, but I just like I don't know. For some reason I
I
was just
like,
like
cause,
I needed to
cause
stand
me,
on my
me and you have
feminist
been friends for
bullshit,
so
okay?
long that I felt like that you would have. I felt like you knew, and you were just like, I was waiting for you to just be like, okay, you got to tell me.
No, okay, but see, the thing is like I'm standing on my feminist bullshit where I'm like, yes, girls and guys can be friends. I mean, Deception, we've been just friends for like ever. So like, I'm like, yeah, like girls and guys can be just friends. But I'm like, also at the same time, like, are they just friends? Like, are they just friends? Because like it doesn't seem like it. And Deception's sitting at having a girlfriend. So like, I'm like, are they together? Like, I'm thinking
True.
yes,
It's
but
very true that girls and guys can be friends because, like, me and Gambit, who is my very first follower on Twitch, have been ride or die friends since Mixer, and we are completely platonic 100%. Like, I will say that I love him because I do love him very much and he loves me very much, but it is completely a platonic friendship. And there have been
Yeah.
people that have made rumors about Gambit and I because we'll be in like a voice chat until like 3 in the morning just yapping each other's faces off, and like people are like, ooh, ooh. So technically speaking, it is 100% true that girls and guys can be friends. It's just the speculation just happens to be real about Deception and I.
yeah. So like,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Like,
mean,
so see, the
girl,
thing is like I
yeah,
knew, but I didn't know, but I
in
didn't
that
know.
situation, girls and guys were friends for quite a while, but there was a point where we had to move on to bigger and better things.
Yeah. Well, the thing is and like I want to be respectful, and like that's just like a big
And
thing for
thank you for
me.
being respectful, Tone. Thank you
That's
very much.
just like people's
You
business
are
is
a
their
better friend than
business.
some of the people in my community because they were just straight up like, nah, they're a couple. Like that's all that they were saying ever, period and sentence. Like I was like, bro.
Well, like I don't know, and then I would be like, or it's just part of the bit because he would call you wifey, and I was just like, oh, it's just part of the bit from like the dream that you had that one time. And I was like, oh yeah, because like I do that with some of my friends. Like there's some friends that I'm friend like there's this one guy friend that I had for a while. I would call him hubby, but like I'm gay, and he's gay, so like there's just no chance of us ever being together. But I was like, I don't know.
And there definitely has been a bit like since the whole dream thing.
Yes, there has. See, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
that was just like, oh no, ha ha ha. And I'm like, well,
Because
maybe.
that was a crazy dream.
That was wild. That was wild.
That
That
was an
entire
incredible
a lot
dream.
of the dreams
Dude,
during that stream
I
were kind of
remember like,
wild. Like tickle tickle.
dude, I remember like she and I were like, we were definitely like close when that was happening, when she had that dream. But like she didn't tell me about it. And then one time we were like we were playing DBD. Um, we were playing DBD with one of our friends, and she just casually is just like, "Oh, did I say about like the dream that I had about me and Deception getting married?" And I was like, "What?"
Huh? Wait, refresh.
It's like,
Refresh.
"Hello?"
Well, I had a
Like, I didn't know about this.
when you oh my god. So when I was so I've been door dashing to like make extra money, right? Because we on that grind. So I was door dashing today, and before the podcast, and I was thinking, I'm like, well, like what is going to happen during this podcast? Like, what is this thing that Deception what is his eyebrows about? Because I was just like, and then I was like, well, like maybe they are because like of that dream. Maybe that's when it all started. Maybe because like you just don't have a dream about marrying someone without like there being some basis to it, right? I mean, in
I
my
don't know. You
in
have
my
to ask
personal
Coach about
experience,
that
and I'm
one.
like,
She had the
wait,
dream.
like I've had dreams about people like in that kind of sense, and then like nothing came from it. But I'm like, oh, also at the same time, I have had dreams and things did come from it. So like, And I was like
For me,
pondering.
when it comes to dreams, I have really bizarre, weird, out
See,
there dreams
same.
that have like like nothing to do with nothing. I've had very weird dreams, like that have to like do with marriage and things like that. But according to my therapist, the reason I have those dreams is because I went through like the divorce and stuff, and my brain is still like trying to like subconsciously work through
Yeah.
shit or something, quote unquote. So
Yeah, no,
I
I had a weird dream where like my best friend's boyfriend, like I was hanging out with my best friend. We were at my grandparents' cottage, and we like walked into a room, and her boyfriend was like laying on the couch trying to seduce her, and he was like completely naked, and I was just like, what the fuck, guys? This is not my place. This is not my place, and I literally ran. I ran and screamed away, like you know, like in movies when they run with their hands up, they're shaking back and forth, and they're like, ah! That was me in my dream. It was really weird. I texted her
Well,
about it the
and
next
like,
morning.
and even in the good dream Hugs had about us getting married, there were still weird circumstances happening.
yeah, like Ross was Deception's best man.
Yeah, it's just weird stuff, you know. Because obviously, I would be Deception's best man. Okay, obviously, obviously. And if I
So
wasn't,
Might
many
have to
people got
erase that.
upset that they weren't part of my wedding party. They were just like, "What do you mean? I was just in the pews watching you get married. Like, what do you mean? Like, I wasn't part of like your I wasn't your maid of honor, or I wasn't this or that." I'm like, "Bro, it was a dream. Like, I had no control. Like, I don't know what to tell you. This is just
yeah.
how it played out."
So, well, look at
That's
that.
incredible.
Look at that. Ah, look at that. Good days. Good days. Wow.
Wow, we went over your hour
Yeah, I
podcast
know. I
time.
knew I was like telling Deception, like, this is gonna be a 2-hour podcast, easy. No
I
way.
knew it was going to
Yeah,
go that.
we
I
knew it was
wasn't
gonna
worried.
be. I was like, ah, this is gonna be long. I don't really care. I budgeted for this in my time. You know, it's all good. It's all good.
I had
Yeah, and
told
like yesterday,
Deception.
Tone asked me about playing COD after, and I was like, "Oh, she's making time for this podcast. She
Oh,
knows
100
it's gonna
percent, 100%, 100%.
be."
I had made a joke with Deception that the last thing I was gonna say, like before I left, was gonna be like, "Thank you so much for having me on the podcast. I appreciate it. This has been awesome. And by the way, Deception and I are a couple. Gotta go. Bye. Click." And then just disappear out of the Discord and just leave it at that. But I was like, "Nah, that'd be mean."
I would just sit here and I would just be like jaw dropped.
Tone wouldn't
You
say a word.
know,
She'd
like
be
I
like,
would just
"What?"
Mic drop.
I'd be like, what? But I freaking knew, I
No
knew it.
words.
And when you started going on that little tangent about this being episode 143 and I love you, I was like, I know exactly where this is going. I
Well,
knew it.
to
I knew it. I knew it. I
his
knew it.
defense, he didn't know about 143 being a thing until, oh god, this is gonna age me. We were talking about how I had had a pager at one point in my life, and somebody would send me that code, um,
Mm.
because you could put number codes in a pager, because that was
Well,
the point. Like,
well,
you
the
put a
thing is
phone
like
number or a number code.
my ex used to say that all the time. Like, would say stuff like that. So like I knew it. Like as soon as you said it, I was like, oh yeah, I know. Because I was like 143. I'm like, what is this from like Stranger Things or something? Sorry, I'm like in like my younger sister's obsessed with Stranger Things, and like they just say so many things that I'm just like, what?
Don't
this
worry,
one I knew.
we
This
get
one I
it.
knew.
We've binge watched Stranger Things, so
Yeah, we're caught up.
I'm not yet, so no spoilers. Thank you very much.
Nope, I won't.
Um,
Not a thing.
Because
I don't spoil things.
my little sister has already spoiled everything for me. I know Will's spoiler. Will's gay, but I knew that from the beginning anyway. Hello.
I feel
Right?
like
There was
everybody knew
little
that.
bits and pieces with
Do you
that.
like boys
I
or
feel
something?
like that is not.
Do you have
I
a
feel
crush
like
on
that's
me or
not a
something?
spoiler.
That's okay.
Like, come on.
I will say this, and I won't say anything else. My sister did a spoiler to me, um, but it wasn't really a spoiler. But like at the same time, when she dropped it, I had not finished the episodes. We were talking about where I was in the episodes, and my dad and my sister were sitting at the table. And my sister just, I'm not going to say what she said, but she just said this statement that made me turn around so fast and made my dad's face change. And so I genuinely thought what she had said was real and like a genuine spoiler. And it wound up not being the case, which I was like, okay, that's great. But like, and she said it wasn't, but at the same
It's just
time,
like imagine.
watching one of the episodes, I was just like, oh my god, this is the thing that she was talking about. And then I wound up being like, oh, okay, cool. I don't have to like disown my sister. I don't have to.
Good. Well,
Oh man.
that's a great way to end the year, guys. Last podcast of 2025.
Yep.
12/30/2025. Wow. Very exciting
I
future.
will officially see your next podcast next year. That's
yeah,
crazy.
Yeah. 2026. Going into a year. We've been like doing the podcast for what, 4 years? 4 years now? Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. So you guys got each other, and I've got Scorpion Syndicate, and that's my wifey. That's my wifey. So
Well, and
that's
we
good.
have you too, because we're the I was gonna
I'm
say
the baby
something,
mom.
but
I'm the
that's
baby
weird.
mama. I'm the baby
I was
mama.
gonna be like, we're a thruple.
We're a throuple.
Because
No,
we're the
dude.
Scorpion Syndicate, and there's only 3 of us.
Yeah, I mean, true. Yeah. I'm just Deception's
Gotta
baby
include
mama. That's
tones
all.
somewhere.
That's just I said that now, and that's just what I'm gonna keep calling myself. And be like,
That's crazy.
Tone's your
It's a
side piece.
crazy statement.
I'm not your side piece. I'm your baby mama. I'm the baby mama. We were like, I don't know, we were a duo, and then I found out as a lesbian, but we already had a kid together, aka the podcast, and it's just this whole thing. Guys, this is all
Sounds
fake.
awfully
This is all
familiar.
fabricated. I'm lying. I've known.
Or is it? Dun
or
dun
is it?
dun.
Bum bum bum.
So many truth bombs being dropped right now.
Plot twist. No, but I'm really happy for you guys, and I knew it. I'm so sorry. I knew it. Honestly, I had a feeling you guys would get together if you guys weren't already together anyway. So I honestly can predict the future. I used some of the podcast prediction powers and decided that was going to be a thing. So my bad, guys.
Oh, so that explains why, like, lately you've been a little rocky with it. You use a little too much power trying to predict that. I got.
Yeah. So it yeah, I knew that. I knew it. This podcast is gonna be like Tone knew it. That's gonna be the title. It's not gonna mention hugs anywhere. It's just gonna be Tone knew it, and then that's just gonna be the podcast. Anyway,
I need to get a clip of like when she said it and you just being like, I knew it. I knew it.
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. But yeah. Well, Hugs, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We really appreciate it. Deception probably appreciates it a little bit more than I do, but that's just beside the point. Anyway, I am honored that you came on the podcast. I am so glad that the future is bright. The future is bright. Things are looking good.
Yeah.
How do I do this outro with a third person? Because usually I just go Deception, say bye, but I gotta do Hug, say bye.
I appreciate the fact that you had me on the podcast. I look forward to your future podcasts. I'm excited to see what this next year brings for Scorpion Syndicate, for you, for me, for Deception, for everything. And thank you for having me. I appreciate it very much.
But this doesn't have to be the last time that you appear as a guest. You can
That's
come
true.
back.
I mean, we haven't had a return guest before, but yeah, we can start now.
Occasionally, randomly, just appear on the podcast, just come into the tent and be like, "Yo, what up? How's it going on the podcast? Yeah, sports stuff. Sounds good. See you later. Bye."
I mean, there's only 3 of us
Random
that have
noise
access to the tech. Well, there's this one dude that I hang out with. He comes in every single time he joins Discord. His sound goes like that's his join sound.
Oh, he has one of the soundboard intro noises.
Yeah, so
oh my god,
you could do that.
I wish I had Nitro. I would use one of those.
Oh, 100%, me too. 100%. But I know that I cannot allow myself to divulge because I would literally just pop into Discords and do that and then just leave and then just it would get too out of hand.
Yeah,
I need my intro sound to be mustard. Mustard.
Yeah, you see Hugs when I first put that in because I knew it'd be fun for her to do. She like mocked it, and now she uses it all the time in my stream.
And I scare you. It's great. You're in the middle of a race, and then you're like, "Oh my god, what is okay?"
Yeah, I don't even know. Hold on, let me see. Let me look at my D-Bucks real quick.
Are you gonna scare? You're gonna scare me with that now?
No. Later.
You could always do the sound effect that says "I came."
I usually do. You go, brother. Ew. That's the one I usually use.
I came.
Got him.
Tone hasn't played DBD enough for that sound yet.
Yeah. It's okay.
Even though I think they took that out because I don't hear him say that ever anymore.
I do have 82.1 thousand D-Bucks, so I can do a lot.
82,000. I have 161K.
Well,
She's like
Well,
almost double you.
Well, I have a founder's
They see
badge,
me
so
rolling.
uh,
They hating.
I have a founder's badge,
Just over here.
so I was Deception's first follower and first subscriber.
Aw,
Mm-hmm.
That is true.
that is very
True.
sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. Legitimately, like the second that I filled out all the stuff and I
I
was
literally went
officially
and
an
subscribed.
affiliate, she told me to text her and I told her and she immediately subscribed.
Mm-hmm.
Aw,
Yeah. And then he said, I'm the pervy to his tone and that.
That's true.
Yeah. We'll tell you about. Alrighty. We probably should end the podcast before we're here for another 6 hours.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you guys are watching on Twitch, if you guys are watching later on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and go down into the description and follow Hugs. All her information, everything will be down there. Go follow her on Twitch, all the things. She's
Go
great.
follow wifey.
Follow Deception's wifey, and yeah. So thank you guys so much. If you guys did
like,
enjoy,
subscribe, hit the
yeah.
bell.
Yeah, like, subscribe, hit the bell. If you guys are watching on YouTube, make sure you guys go follow us on Twitch where we stream this podcast live. It's twitch.tv/tonage_scorp and twitch.tv/deception276. And if you guys are watching live on Twitch, make sure you guys go check over the full episode on YouTube. It'll be uploaded tomorrow because I'm caught up now. Clock it. But yeah, so Hugs, say bye.
Bye.
Deception, say bye.
Bye.
See you guys next time. Peace.